Hey guys, how's it going? It is Nick here from the Sun Stand, and today we have got the preview for this weekend's game. So this Saturday we face Collingwood at home, bounce being at 4:35 p.m. So let's take a look. This one's going to be a bit more of an in-depth one, as it is a very crucial game now after last week. We are currently sitting in 12th place, a position that if you're a long living Suns fan, you'd probably be a bit too comfortable in. We have finished in 12th, 10th, I think majority 12th the last few seasons, and seeing us in that position again in the back end of a season is not great, but we could have and probably should have with how we started against Fremantle. We probably should have been sitting in sixth position this week because we definitely should have won against Fremantle. But the good thing is the competition is also super tight. So Collingwood is sitting in the top four. They're sitting in fourth position in the top four. And they've only got one extra win than us. So they're currently on 8 wins. 7 losses, not 7 wins, 7 losses. Which shows how tight the competition is. There is not much room between really 6th to 12th where we are, but from 4th to 8, the whole top 8 is really close at the moment, and it's showing how competitive this season is and how crucial at the moment every single game is. Our home performances have been nothing else but extraordinary. For some reason, we look like the best team in the competition when we're playing at home, and we'll need to keep this form going into this week if we are any chance at playing finals. Initially, before the St Kilda game and before the Fremantle game, I was looking at the ladder and said, Freo and States are wins. We can take some stress off the Collingwood game. Who cares if we win or lose the Collingwood game? But we know we're going to play in front of a big crowd. Let's get that experience. However, it's completely turned. We were tagged out the game against St Kilda. It was a terrible game, whatnot. And then we started well against Fremantle, meted off it during the game and against that, and then finished well. And because of those performances, we have to win against Collingwood now. Otherwise, we'll need to win basically every game after this Collingwood game to make finals, and hope that teams above us lose as well. So it's a very important game for us as a club, as a team. Hopefully we can get the win. I'll be there Saturday afternoon, Saturday night, cheering on the boys and hopefully get a good win. Although a terrible performance against the Dockers, there was still some praises from many, including our press and direct ball movement through the corridor, which I was at the open training session today with the Suns, and 90% of the drills that they did, so they did a W kick, which is just a normal warm-up drill, and a few hands drills, but majority of the time they were practicing the ball movement through the corridor, and especially utilizing fast hands through the midfield, which you can definitely see that correlating into games. Probably not as well as you'd want, but you can see it starting to correlate, and it's no surprises that that's the way that Demo wants us to play, considering that's how he got hit the Tigers team using the ball, and they use that ball really well. So if we can get onto any level, then that Richmond Tigers dynasty team will be something special. And with, I don't really like the rumours that are going around, 2 first rounders for Daniel Rioli. I hope that's not true, because we can't give away 2 first rounders for Daniel Rioli. But if we can get Daniel Rioli in for a bargain deal, I think that will be good off our halfback. It maybe releases Sam Flanders if he's not going to come back this week and he's still playing on the halfback. Maybe can release him onto more of a wing or inside mid role. and really gives us more depth in the squad. I'd also suspect Ben King will be back in for this match. He was moving really well at training all week this week. Hasn't come up sore at all. Has had no complaints with his knee. So I'd expect he'd be back in, which is huge in. I'd say now that he did miss last week, Charlie will just go on to win the Coleman medal, which sucks, but at least he was in it up until he did get that 1 week injury. Now on to the opposition, Collingwood. They've had a pretty decent block of games. They had a 1-point thriller against North, which you can either say that was a bad performance or it was a good performance. The way that they came back, I personally think it was a really good performance. They know how to play the game well. They're a very good comeback team, and they know how to play close games well. Yes, North probably should have won that game, even with the comeback. Like, there was a few shit calls, but they still got the job done. They still got the win. And then the week prior to that, they had a dominant display against Melbourne. They're also coming off a bye week, which means they're really fresh. They've had a lot of time to prepare for this game. And they'd be firing to go again, especially when you look at possibly the changes to their side are only additions. You've got Pendlebury and Degoe coming back from their injuries, which is really good for them. I have heard some rumours that Lockie Schultz will miss, but they've also got a young kid that will probably step in from what I've heard. He's been ripping it up when he's played senior games and in the VFL too. I don't know much about the kid, that's why I haven't added him into the review, into the preview. But if Lockie Schultz does miss, there'll be a young kid that steps up. I think his name's Robinson or something. And sorry if that seems rude to Collingwood fans. I just don't know the kid. So my apologies. I don't think either team will use a tag. Both teams have haven't utilized a tag or a run with roll the whole year. There may have been a few times in games where we may have had somebody run with somebody for parts of the game, not the whole game, and maybe same with Collingwood, but it's never been a permanent tactic. Like, we've never gone into a game and saying, we're going to tag this bloke, which maybe has been a detriment to us. It hasn't really been a detriment to Collingwood. So I don't think other teams will tag. I think we've got good matchups in the midfield anyway. You'll have probably Matt Rowell and Nick Dacos. They'll have the clearance battle on each other. It'll be a close clearance battle. They're both clearance kings and contested ball winners, which I know Dacos doesn't really have the tag of a contested ball winner, but if you look at the stats, he gets a contested ball. So as much as we like to say he gets an easy ball, he doesn't always get easy ball. And to cap it all off, I think for us to have a chance of winning this game, Tuchel needs to have a better week. He's as captain. He's had a few off weeks. His disposal efficiency hasn't really been on this season. We need him to be on and have a great game, and we'll probably need to see the return of Flanders. I don't mind if it's not a full-time role in that midfield group for this game, but we need to see him have some fluctuation in that midfield group. Take a spell off somebody for 5 minutes or so in a quarter. If that's it, just 5 minutes in a quarter he spends in the midfield group, I'm happy with. But I think he is a key cog in our midfield group that we're missing, and to have him back will be insanely good. But this has been the preview. Hope you guys have enjoyed. Make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell. If you guys want to see more content, make sure you guys stick around and see more. Hope to see some of you guys at the game, whether you guys are Collingwood fans or Gold Coast fans. Have a good one. Peace.